surface world, it's a city of lace and legends. But beneath the pavement lies a nightmare of porous sandstone. This is a city built on a void, a labyrinth of 800 caves where the desperate once lived, worked, and died in total darkness. In Nottingham, the grandeur of the castle sits atop the grime of the tanneries. The soil here doesn't just hold secrets, it exhales them. Tonight, we descend into the hollow crown to face the spirits that never saw the sun. Stay on the watch, because in Nottingham, the ground beneath your feet is listening. We begin in the dark. Deep within the city of caves lies the medieval tanneries, a place of unimaginable rot. Here poor souls worked in vats of urine and acidic chemicals to soften animal hides. The psychic fracture left behind is visceral. Witnesses report a figure known as the Skinless Man. He doesn't appear as a solid ghost, but as a wet, glistening shape that moves through the shadows. The air suddenly smells of ammonia and raw meat. To hear the sound of something heavy and lidless dragging itself across the damp stone, he isn't looking for a hide. He's looking for the warmth of yours. The Galleries of Justice. For centuries, this was the site where Nottingham's grime met its final judgment. Men, women, and children were held in pits before being walked to the steps for public execution. The most striking haunting here is the faceless hangman. He's often seen in the corridor leading to the gallows, a tall, broad figure in a heavy leather apron. Where his face should be, there is only a smooth black hood that seems to absorb all light. He carries a thick coil of rope that doesn't swing. It vibrates with a low frequency hum. When he passes, visitors report a sudden sharp pain around their necks and the taste of dry copper in their mouths. The lace market was the industrial heart of the world, but the beauty of the lace was woven with the blood of the exhausted children and women. In the old converted factories, the clockwork weaver still pulls her shift. She's a residual entity, a ghost caught in the loop of mechanical trauma. She's seen sitting at non-existent looms, her hands moving with impossible blurred speed. Her eyes are wide and glassy, reflecting the spinning gears of a machine that was scrapped a century ago. If you stand too close, the sound of 1,000 clicking needles fills the room, growing louder and louder until it becomes a physical scream in your ears. The Bell Inn is one of the oldest pubs in England, built directly into the sandstone caves. But the ghost here isn't a jolly spirit. He's known as the Jester, a psychological haunt that preys on the uncanny valley. He appears in the cellar, dressed in motley that is rotted to a dull, wet grey. He doesn't walk. He moves in violent staccato twitches, like a broken film reel. He has a permanent, painted-on grin that's stitched directly into his cheeks with thick black thread. He doesn't speak, but he whispers jokes directly into your mind. Short, terrifying phrases that make no sense, but fill you with an overwhelming sense of impending doom. Deep beneath Nottingham Castle lies Mortimer's Hall, a narrow, claustrophobic tunnel carved through the rock. In 1330, Roger Mortimer was captured here before being dragged to a traitor's death. This is Nottingham's most psychological haunt. It isn't a visual ghost, but a pressure. As you descend, the air becomes impossibly thick, as if the sandstone is closing in. Visitors report the silent gasp, the feeling of a cold, invisible hand covering their mouth and nose. It's the residual echo of a man losing his breath, his power, and his life in the dark. It's a haunting of pure, suffocating silence. Nottingham is a city with a hollow heart, where the past doesn't stay buried, it just waits in the caves. The next time you feel a draft in the basement or smell rot in the air, remember, the sandstone is porous and the spirits are always rising. This has been the Northern Spectre. Stay on the watch and we'll keep the lights on for now.